After catching my wife cheating on me with her coworker, she turned the tables by accusing me of assault and abuse, which wrecked my reputation and led to losing custody of my son. But just 2 weeks later my son sent me an email with this evidence. Didn't know karma koofed it so hard. Oh boy, my wife's life is now in ruins. The last few months of my life have been absolute hell. I would never wish this on anyone except my ex-wife, who I have now begun to hate. She is the most evil person I have ever had the misfortune of associating with, and I don't even know how I fell for someone as wicked as her. Maybe it's something she does. She just turned off her evil part and pretended to be an angel for years, or maybe she wasn't pretending and she's now changed into a horrible woman. I don't know what it is, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but I need to get everything out. I haven't been able to say anything to anyone, and I haven't been able to ask for support. All my friends side with her over me, and it's all because of her. I, 44, male, got married to my now ex-wife Pamela, Pam, 39, female. These are fake names. 15 years ago, we met at a club and hit it off from there. We dated for around 2 years and then got married. As far as I can remember, the relationship was great. She never showed any red flags, and even her family seemed nice. I can't say I missed clues about her true nature because everything was normal, better than normal. She got pregnant right after we got married, and we had a son, Oliver, now 14, male. Within the year after Oliver was born, I noticed a change in her. It was slight at first, and I thought it was postpartum depression. That was a tough time for our marriage because I didn't know how to deal with her or her depression. I was willing to learn, but I wasn't perfect, and I admit that. In late years, she told me she felt unsupported by me even though she knew I was trying. Somehow for her, it wasn't enough. I respected that. We talked it out, and I thought we were fine. But deep down, I felt she resented me for it. Even though she always said it was in my head and she was over it. After Oliver turned 1, she told me she wasn't open to having another baby. She stated it very matter-of-factly, which surprised me because we had always talked about having a large family. There was never any discussion, though I would have wanted it. By then, I could sense things were a little icy between us, and I didn't want to make it worse, so I let it go. After all, she was the one who had to go through the pain of pregnancy and delivery. It killed me, the reality of having just one child. But I reconciled myself to it. If that was to be my new life, then so be it. I would adjust. Despite the initial roadblocks after marriage, we were a happy family, at least that's what I'd like to think. Pam had left her job after we got married because she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But once Oliver turned 5, she said she wanted to go back to work. I was a little hesitant because we didn't have any family around, and daycare would be expensive. But we talked finances and realized we could afford it. She said more than the practicality of it. She wanted to work because she had completely lost her sense of identity and was in a dark place mentally. That was enough for me to drop any argument, and she started working again. Opposite to what I believed, her work made her livelier. She was more involved with Oliver. She was happier, and things were better than ever. I had always thought the burden of work would make her spiral, but it was the complete opposite. And I was very happy for her. I never knew this wretched workplace would end up being the cause of my ruin. When COVID hit, a lot of employees from her firm were laid off. It's a small local company, and it was initially mostly full of older people. But during COVID, things got bad, and the company was acquired by a bigger firm that let go of most of the old staff. Pam, thankfully, made the cut, but her work turned remote. Initially, she couldn't adapt to the new culture at her workplace. It was very different from before, and she was always complaining. I even told her if she didn't like it, she could quit. But she was adamant about not wanting to sit at home. There was a hiring slump, and she didn't want to be unemployed. Gradually, she got used to the new work culture and things were like before. Her office went hybrid 2 years ago in late 2022, and within 6 months, they were all supposed to work from the office. At least that's what she told me, and I believed her. When she started going back to the office, things changed. She would stay late for work. She'd be very tired when she got home. And whenever I asked what was going on, she would only say the workload was a lot, which was believable. And that's why she was always exhausted. Any free time she had, she preferred to spend with Oliver. It was as if we had gone from being husband and wife to roommates. Any attempt I made to address the issue or remedy things was met with complete ignorance. It was very frustrating, and I've been stressed and annoyed for the better part of 2 years now. I tried everything. I suggested therapy. We went on vacations. I tried talking to her, but nothing worked. She just laughed and said I needed to accept she was getting old and things wouldn't be like they were before. And she was so good at convincing me that I was actually manipulated by her. She had gaslit me so bad that I began to see myself as the bad guy for wanting to have a functional relationship with my wife. So I just let it be, at least on the surface. But all of this was eating away at me, and I had a sinking feeling something was wrong. I had no reason to suspect her, no proof, no evidence of foul play, nothing. But part of me knew something was wrong and I had to do something to find out what it was. I hate to admit it, but I started checking her phone last year. For 2 or 3 months, I checked her phone almost every day. I thought I might find evidence of an affair or anything fishy. I checked her call logs, texts, emails, everything, but I never found anything.